Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Chloe with Cousin DIY, and I'm your host today. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this crystal embellished zipper pouch and matching pen. I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on the pen first. I couldn't find the same color pen, but this is the same. It's Artist Loft pen, and it's just a little different color. And all I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to embellish this little clip here at the top. And you can use any combination of crystals that you want. Oh, but before I do that, I'll quickly show you our new packaging for these crystals. This is the Capri Blue, and we're only using SS20 crystals today. So this project takes 2 of these because we have different colored crystals and we're only using the SS20, which are the larger ones in this pack. Also, Topaz, Emerald, I hope you can see them, Jonquil, which is a very light green, Amethyst, and I'm going to move on, set those aside. Rose, yep. Light Siam, whoops, light Siam, light Sapphire, light Rose, and Crystal, which I only have a partial pack. I already opened these, and I'll probably need these to finish the project. I'm going to go ahead now and get started. Want to give you a little hint. I was asked last class what to do if the nozzle of the glue pen gets clogged. And what I do is I take a head pen or an eye pen and I just work it down through that nozzle back and forth, and it usually beautifully opens up the clog. If that doesn't work, just screw this off and go back in from the underside. So you can do any color combination you want. I'm going to use this wax wand today to apply the crystals. I'm just going to go ahead and cover this. I hope you can see, with a layer of glue like so. And then let's see, what color combinations do I want? I think I will take, I've got these kind of off to the side. Light rose, green, until we fill up that clip. Just randomly, I'm going to apply some colors here. Light Siam, light Sapphire. No right or wrong. Emerald. Let's see. Amethyst. I think one of my favorite colors is the next color, Capri Blue. I think that is one of the prettiest colors there is.
Yeah, that's a pretty blue.
And let's see, what do I have left? Let's do crystal. And what's lonely here? I think I will do another light rose. There. That's how simple that was. And we're just going to set that aside and let that dry. Wanted to make sure we got this done. Next.
Oh, 1 second. Kathy wants to know, once the glue dries, do the crystals come off very easily?
No, they should be adhered pretty firmly. And you just want to make sure you let them dry thoroughly and cure. Let that glue cure. So I wouldn't use the pen for a day or two, but then you should be fine. And this is, I only did one side, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I think we'll start over here. There's these green dots, and then I've got the topaz for the orange, and on and on and on. We'll do the colored dots first, And then afterwards, we'll fill in with the clear crystals. So here we go. Here's a nice new one to get started with. So this is going to be pretty much you just watching me and following along. If you have any questions, please let me know, because you're pretty much just going to be watching me. It's pretty clear cut. If you have any questions, please ask. That's why we're here. So I've got my glue open, and I think I'm going to start with my jonquil color. So I've got one here and one there. And then I'm going to move over here. I've got a row of this green here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put some nice, doesn't have to be a lot of glue, just enough to make these hold firmly. They're SS20, so they're going to cover up your glue. And even if they don't worry, because the glue dries clear, so you'll never see it after it dries.
One of our viewers said that they crystallized the pop socket for their phone and not a single crystal has come off in months.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
Mhm. That's very cool.
So good to hear. One of our other designer, Christine, she's our sparkle queen. She embellishes everything you can think of. And she does such a great job.
Yeah, very cool.
I follow in her footsteps, but I don't hold a candle to Christine.
Oh, you're fantastic too.
Well, thank you. But she's taken on some very challenging projects, and oh my goodness, the things that you can crystallize, the possibilities are endless. Now here's an example of, I've got a little bit of a residue of glue. I'm just gonna move this around a little bit, and I'm not gonna worry about that because it's gonna dry clear. Can you see what I'm talking about? Like right there, I have a little spillage. Not gonna show. I'd love to hear where people are watching from today that haven't already been mentioned. Well, while we're waiting to fill in space, I want to let everybody know I'm going to Italy. I can't believe I'm doing this for my birthday on Saturday. My son and my daughter, my adult son and daughter, are coming with me for a week. I've never been there before. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. Italy's going to be amazing.
Has anybody else ever been there, I wonder? I could use all the info you have.
You should crystallize your passport case.
That's a great idea. Oops, I put my hand over some of my glue dots, so I'm gonna refresh those. This was fun when I made the original one. It's just fun. It makes me smile.
How long do you have before the glue dots dry?
Again, I would do the same with the fabric that I've done with the pen. I would give it a good 24 to 48 hours before you use this pouch.
One of our viewers, Kathy, says that her birthday is on Saturday too, and she's heading to Italy at the end of the month.
Oh my goodness.
What a coincidence.
That is a coincidence.
Happy early birthday, Kathy.
Thank you. My birthday's not till next month. We're going early because of grandkids' schedules and school schedules and all that. And when my adult kids were available. Anyway, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you too.
It's going to be a whirlwind. The first day we're there, we're getting there Sunday. If anybody has any questions, please, I'm just rattling on to fill in some time.
We actually do have a question.
Oh, great.
This came in. One of our viewers wanted to know, can this glue be used on most surfaces?
Most surfaces, definitely. Some people will use a glue like E1000 in certain cases, if it's something that's going to be exposed to the elements or receive a lot of wear and tear. But this glue is so, the nozzle makes it so easy to apply. It's just my favorite glue to use for crystals. It's an all-purpose crystallizing glue. It works so well. I highly recommend it. Okay, all right, this seems to be plugged up. What did I do with that head pin? Of course, I can't find it. Here it is. So this is an example of when your nozzle gets a little plugged. Of course, I glued my eye pen to my work surface. Those of you that have watched my classes before, you know I'm a little klutzy, but I get the job done. There, I'm going to open up that nozzle again.
Someone said, does this work on shoes? They really
Yes.
need to try it on sneakers.
Oh, yes, we have crystallized a few pairs of sneakers in our day, and it does a great job on sneakers. I'm moving on to the Topaz, by the way, for the orange sections.
If anyone's interested in seeing our videos on sneakers, you can find those all on the Michael's YouTube channel.
Oh, thanks for pointing that out. Yes. Christine has done some incredible sneakers. I've helped her out a little bit, but she's the one that designed them. And sometimes I'm just her right hand. Okay, there's one row. While we're at it, this might be a good time. Whoops, I'm going to show you another example of something I embellished. This is a cheerleading bow.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
That Christine designed. She designed it, and I did the crystallizing. But isn't that gorgeous? It's so sparkly. And this is using all of our new crystals in the Bead Landing crystal line.
Beautiful.
I hope I'm not going too fast for people. Let's move this up so you can see. Going to go on to the next row of orange. So the first day we're in Rome, please interrupt if you have any questions.
Does this work on plastic such as water bottles?
Yes. Again, one of the most important things is to make sure it cures and totally dries.
And I probably wouldn't put it in the dishwasher either.
No, don't put it in the dishwasher. I would not recommend that.
Even like tumblers?
Yes.
Even tumblers.
Even tumblers. Just hand wash lightly and do not put it in the dishwasher. You should be all set.
One of our viewers wanted to know, do the crystals only come in these small packages, or are they sold in bulk packages too?
No, they're not sold. Well, we have smaller crystals, SS3, which are quite tiny, and SS6, which are a little bit larger. They come in packs of 3,660 each. These little packets, those are sold in bulk, but otherwise, no. Not at this time, anyway.
They're always having great specials at Michael's, though.
That's true. They've got great sales. Keep your eye open for that. Now, before these dry, sometimes I go back, and if they've slid out of the center of the dot or moved like that one did, and this one just did, just keep going back and checking your work. And when they're not, this is the time to try to reposition them if they've moved on you at all. Got a few more orange dots down in this corner. And I'll use Topaz to finish those off. Right now, I'm going to put this little lid back on to try to keep this nozzle from drying out on me. It really doesn't dry out that quickly, so I wouldn't be too worried. But when I think of it, I put the cap back on in between while I'm manipulating my my crystals into place if it's going to be a minute or so. There. That completes our topaz, which are covering up our orange dots. Next, I'm moving on to the light Siam, which are going to cover up our red dots. So I don't want to bore everyone, but to fill in here, the first day I'm in Rome will be next full day will be next Monday. And my kids decided, they're both in their 40s, so they're grown-ups. We're going to do Rome in a day because we're only going to be there one full day. 7-hour tour. And an hour and a half after that, a 3-hour cooking class. I hope I can make it.
Wow. You're gonna need a vacation after your vacation.
I know, I'm so excited though. Anyone have any questions here about how I'm doing this, or would you like me to hold things differently for you so you can see better?
Does anyone else have any crystal projects they're working on too? Happy to answer any questions there.
Here, I got one row done. How many people are actually doing this at home, following along and making their own pouch? I'd be curious to know that. I know sometimes people just, tune into the class to see if it's something they want to make or not, while others will buy the supplies and make it along with us. Here we go. This is another pretty color. I love the red of this light Siam. It's very pretty.
One of our viewers says that she likes to watch and then do the project after.
I know a lot of people do that. Yeah. And this is an updated line of these crystals at Michael's that just got set in the last week or so. So I can understand how some of you may not have been able to get them ahead of time, but they should be in stores now and they're definitely online. Okay, I think that finishes it for the red. Now let's move on to the bright pink. And for that, we are using the color Rose, which is another pretty color.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, I'm not much of a pink girl. I don't know why, but I do like this color a lot.
Somebody said the pouch that you're decorating is ideal for this project. Is it sold at Michael's?
Yes, yes. If you look at the website and you look at the supplies for this class, you'll get all the information. This is the tag. It's an Artist's Loft accessory bag, and it is sold at Michael's. For the person that was asking about shoes, on Wednesday, June 12th, I'll be teaching, hosting another class where we will be embellishing a pair of clear strap slide sandals. And I'm excited about that. They came out beautiful. Those sandals are not sold at Michael's, but you can pick up clear strap sandals in many different places. Oh, the girls just brought me something to share with you. Here are a couple examples of sneakers that have been embellished with our crystals. Aren't these incredible? Christine made these. They're just absolutely stunning. And these, she embellished with these little strawberry designs. And I think these crystals, if I'm not mistaken, right here, these are our SS3 bulk pack glass rhinestones that come in that larger pack. And they're very, very tiny, as you can see. But they make a real impact when you put them together like this in a design. Oh, Christine, you did such a good job. And here is another pair of Nikes, I believe. Yeah, Nikes that she did. Now, check this out. Is that not a statement?
These are the rhinestone micro crystals.
And these,
too.
oh, these are the, oh yeah. We also sell rhinestone micro crystals. They don't have a flat back on them. What you do when you use those is you put a layer of glue over the area that you want to embellish, and you brush that on fairly thick, not super thick, and then you start pouring your crystals over them, and it sticks to the glue. And you might do that a few times and then start pressing them on, do another layer until you fill that area in. And then just like the crystals, you let them dry and cure for 24 to 48 hours, and you're good to go.
And just a quick correction for you, the strawberries were SS6 crystals.
Oh, they were. Well, thank you for that.
Just wanted to make sure.
And I just worked with those. The SS3s are even tinier. Sorry, I got that wrong, folks. Okay, we're going to go on to the next row of hot pink dots. Use our rose crystals. Oops. I am just going to take my eye pen. I got a little drop of glue right here. I'm just going to wipe that away. It'll dry. Any residue will dry clear, so I'm not worried about that. And the same thing right here. Everybody see that? If any of you have other projects that you've crystallized with bead landing crystals, we would love to see your projects. We'd love to see your handiwork. Oh, and this is where you can share it with us. Hashtag make it with Michaels, hashtag create with cousin, or hashtag cousin DIY. We love it when people send along examples of things they've made. We are moving right along here. I think we'll finish, but if we don't, you certainly get the idea and we'll be able to finish your own accessory pouches. All right, next, I think we'll move on to the next row, which I just bumped my light rose crystals. So a lot of them flipped over on me. I'll show you another trick. I'm using these little trays, and you can just jiggle and shake them. And sometimes your crystals will usually flip over or try to flip. Whoops, haven't got anything glued yet. That's not going to work. And by tapping the bottom of this little tray, it'll minimize how many you have to flip by hand. But these are larger crystals, so they're not tough to go in with your fingers and flip over. Tinier ones are a little more challenging. Is anyone watching from the West Coast? I'm curious. Haven't been there in a while. I'm originally from Vermont.
We have someone from LA. Oh, two people from Los Angeles.
Oh, cool.
Welcome.
Welcome. I have a friend who lives in Glenwood, I think it is. I think that's a suburb of LA, if I'm not mistaken.
And someone else from Southern California.
Oh, cool. Anybody from the Northeast? I'm a Vermont girl originally. Here, we're going to start our next row. We're using light rose.
New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Okay, now all these, so see how I'm rattling that and it helps flip them over? I'll just keep doing that as I work along.
Indianapolis.
Indiana, right?
That's a good question.
Indianapolis is in Indiana, correct? I should know my geography.
Chloe, one of our viewers joined late and they wanted to know, what is the name of the device that you're using to grab the beads?
This is a wax crystal applicator. I don't remember exactly what they call it on Michael's website, but it is included in the supplies. If you go in to the supplies for this class, you'll see this applicator, you'll see the product number and the official name. I call it a wax tip applicator.
It's a wax tip jewel setter by Bead Landing.
Wax tip jewel setter by Bead Landing. Thank you, Maggie.
I'll post the link.
It really helps pick up these crystals, especially these larger ones. It's great for these larger crystals. Okay, I think we're done with that color.
Oh, thanks, Alicia.
And now I'm moving on to purple. And for purple, we're using these amethyst colored crystals. Put my dots in place. See how easy this nozzle is? So, this nice fine tip nozzle just really lends itself to being easy to use. There. I don't know if people know it, but Cousin DIY is here in Florida. And today is a bit of a rainy afternoon, I'm told, outside.
That's good. If it's raining, it just means more time for crafting inside.
Yes. I really don't mind rainy days down here. Some of the storms can be so dramatic.
For 2 seconds, right?
Yeah. That voice was Amanda, our photographer. And, okay, I kind of messed up that crystal, so I'm just gonna replace it with this one. Stay there. Move on to the next row of purple dots. Can everyone see? This is really such an easy, satisfying project.
It's so satisfying.
It
Even
is.
watching you do it is satisfying.
Kind of get into a Zen space.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay. Okay, back to the amethyst. Yes, I grew up in central Vermont in a tiny little town. My mom was a crafter. Oh my goodness. I think I got my love of crafting from her. She did everything from cake decorating. She made shadow boxes. Was a knitter, a quilt maker. She knew how to crochet. She was a seamstress.
Wow.
Yeah, she altered clothing for people on the side to make money. And yeah, she was a multi-talented woman, that's for sure.
Well, you get it from her, Chloe.
Jack of all trades. Oh, she was, I'm not so much a sewer, although I have made some things lately that I'm kind of proud of. Okay, I think we're done with the purple. Now we're going on to one of my favorite colors, the dark blue dots, and we're using the Capri Blue crystals. Dot, dot, dot.
Is it important to work in sections like that?
Yes, I think so. Because otherwise you're going to get your, like I did earlier, you're going to get your part of your hand in the glue. And the glue can start to dry a little bit before you adhere the crystals, but you want it to be fairly fresh when you apply the crystals, because you really want it to grab them and hold them in place. So you can see if I had put the dots all over everything, my hands would be getting into it. It's just, yeah, it's cleaner, more effective approach, I think, less messy.
How long do you think, before the glue starts to dry? Too much?
Too much?
Like before you place it?
Oh man, you have a good 5 minutes, I'd say.
Oh, that's good.
4 to 5 minutes. I wouldn't go too much longer than that.
That's a good window.
But you can always add more glue. If you find that it started to dry out a bit, so it's not really grabbing your crystal, just add more right on top. Okay. Our next row. We are moving right along. This pouch could have so many, it's be very versatile. Because I'm going on my trip, I was just thinking, man, I could use this for my phone cords, my iPad cords, my ear pod, my AirPods, my anything, makeup. So many different things. Snacks.
Oh, I have a great traveling tip if you don't like airplane food, to bring a cup of noodles with you if you like those. And then they'll just give you hot water and you can eat those.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a very good idea. Thank you for that.
I hate airplane food.
Well, it's going to be interesting because I'm flying international. They do feed you one meal, I think, each way. And that's pretty much the only time you get a meal unless you're flying first class, I guess. We're almost done with the Capri Blue. Oh, that's so pretty.
That is so pretty. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Okay, on to the light blue. We're using light sapphire crystals for these dots. I have a funny story. It's actually not funny. I was telling the girls before I came in today, my little dog, I have a Morkie. My grandson's visiting from California. Ate half of my grandson's Invisalign retainer. So apparently that is in his stomach. I hope you'll be okay. I felt bad for my grandson.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he left it on the coffee table, and my little dog he's a chewer. Takes every opportunity he can find. Anybody have any questions? Woo! Few more rows to go, and we're going to move on to the clear crystal, so it'll fill in between. Oops. Here's an example of one that slid. I'm going to put a little, I don't know if you can see it. Whoops, this one right here slid out of place. I'm going to put a little extra glue there. And reattach that like so. Put that cap back on while I'm applying these. This would also make a neat, not that people use pencil boxes so much anymore, but it would be an extra fancy one. Anybody else have any other ideas what this little pouch could be used for? Possibilities are probably endless. Okay, when you get to a corner, such as this one, I would just kind of take your thumb, press that fabric flat-ish. There, so you can apply that in the middle. Okay. One more color to go, the green. Michael's has so many items that you can crystallize. Just walk through the store. There are so many possibilities. They have jewelry bases that you can crystallize. They have, clothing, t-shirts. They've got things in their floral department. They've got bows, ribbon, candles, so many things. Go in the middle there. This emerald is pretty too. It's my birthstone, so I'm a little partial to emeralds, to the color emerald.
They're so pretty.
Here's an example of something that from Michael's that I made last week. We had a class. This is a gold pendant blank that I embellished with crystals, and I used one of our charms. So if you can see, the charm hangs down in the middle. And smaller crystals were on the inside ring. Larger crystals, I believe these are SS20 or SS16. And attached them to a chain that's sold at Michael's. So all of these supplies came from Michael's. And we had that class. You could find that class on YouTube if you're interested. And someone during that class suggested that it would make a pretty pair of earrings. And I agree, it would. That would be pretty stunning. Okay, we're almost done with our colored dots. And I'm gonna go up here and see if we can't fit one more green by folding this flat, putting some glue there, and I think I'll start with that one. Stick that right there in the middle. There we go.
They take to that glue fast.
They do. And actually, if you, whoops, it fell off. Take that back, Maggie. No, I'm just gonna, actually, I will tell you that if you apply the glue and you wait, for purposes of the class, we're moving right along. If you were to wait like 1 minute or 2 minutes, it might even grab a little faster because the glue starts to dry and cure just a little bit, and it would grab the crystal just slightly faster, but it's really not necessary. Oops, that one's upside down. We can't have that. I'm just going to put a little tad more right there. Then I'll redo the one that fell off on the side there. Wow, time is flying. I'm told we're nearing the end of the class and I haven't started with the clear crystals yet, but you're all going to be able to finish because this is a pretty clear-cut project. There, I'm going to do that again. And I'm just going to show you here before I start. We're just going to fill in between all these spaces with SS20 clear crystals. So I'll get started and I won't be done by the end of the class, but you certainly have all the skills and all the information you need to complete your own. So I'm just going to kind of like go there and there and there and there and there, as you can see.
One of our viewers said, thank you, great class.
Oh, are you? Thank you. That means the world to me. You just made my day. You really did. I love this. It feels, I wish I could see all your faces. Teaching a class online is a little different, but I love doing it. And the only thing I miss is that one-on-one contact to see your faces. And I hope you'll join us in our next couple classes. On Wednesday, April 24th, Christine will be coming to you with a class teaching you how to embellish baseball caps. I'll wait till you see what she's done. They're beautiful. And then on, as I said earlier, on Wednesday, June 12th, I'll be coming to you with a class teaching you how to embellish these clear strap slide sandals. And I'm excited for that one because I think they came out beautiful. Kind of created a little design and I'm very happy with them.
Oh, the baseball caps class is on May 15th and on,
Oh, did it get changed?
no, but on the April 24th, it's the Mama and Minnie.
Oh, gosh.
Mhm.
Excuse me, guys. I think my head's in Italy. That's right. Wednesday, April 24th is the Mama and Minnie matching shirts. Wait till you see them. They are so stinking cute.
We have a Fur Mama version too.
Oh, wow. They are so cute. You're gonna love them. I'm sorry I got that wrong, guys. My apologies, but you can see how fast this is going. You get the idea.
So beautiful.
How much longer do we have there, Maggie?
10 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
lots
have
of time.
10 minutes. More time than I thought. Well, I would rush, but I want to make sure these rushing sometimes gets me in trouble. I don't recommend it unless you really have to.
Yeah, no need to rush,
I don't need to rush.
but great time for questions.
You want this to be fun. Thank you. It is great time for questions. You know what I like to do, and I've done this with Christine, we go to Michael's and we'll walk through the store and we'll find surfaces that we think we'd like to embellish.
Oh, that's a fun day.
It is. It's a real fun outing. And of course, you know, sometimes we just already have things at home we want to embellish or things that we found elsewhere that you want to elevate the style a little bit, give it a little bling.
A couple more of our viewers said great class and thank you. And Cher said, thank you for the fun class with great information.
Oh gosh, thank you guys. You've made my day. You've really made my day.
Thanks, Felicia, for sharing. If anyone wants to see, Felicia just shared the next class link. If
Oh,
you're interested in signing
great.
up too.
This is so satisfying. I just can't tell you. Because you don't really have to think very hard.
That's my favorite type of
I
craft.
know. You're just like, oh, it's fun. On. Never too much bling. This is a good time to go back and just, if something's kind of out of line or shifted, just kind of the tip of this little wax applicator. What is the name of it?
It's the
I can't believe I don't remember it, guys. Sorry.
it's the wax tip jewel setter.
Jewel setter.
By Bead.
That is, yeah. And so this helps you move your jewels around if where you've placed them isn't exactly where you want them. Jewel setter. Gonna remember that one. Because it's more than just a wax tip applicator. It does have the other end. Well, I really hope you guys will share any projects that you've made with us. I would really love to see them. We'd all love to see them. And do you know where to share them? Whoops.
And if you reshare them with us, we'll repost and share them on our page.
Yes. Here we go. I noticed that this little pouch, it does have this tassel And I thought about putting some little crystals on the tassel, but I thought that's going to get a lot of wear and tear with your fingers. And so I decided against it, but someone might want to give it a try
Especially with those SS6s.
with those smaller ones that come in bulk. They're very affordable and you get a lot of them. So it wouldn't break the bank, so to speak. Okay, I want that to go up here. And that to go there.
Oh, Kathy had a good suggestion. She suggested replace the tassel with a crystal charm. I
Ooh,
love that idea.
or add a crystal charm.
Even just that.
Add a crystal charm, because right to that, they come with jump rings. So you could attach the top jump ring of the charm right to this jump ring here. Great idea. Why didn't I think of that? I like that idea.
Mhm.
See, I learn things from you guys all the time. Moving right along here. I think it's in August, I have a class where I'll be using those charms in some earrings, using Michael's Bead Landing connectors. I'm looking forward to that class as well. They came out beautiful. So many possibilities. And you could place your clear crystals differently than I am. There's no right or wrong. Do your thing. I'm kind of a symmetrical person. I've been told. I find satisfaction in things being symmetrical. So when I make something that's asymmetrical, I struggle a little bit, but it can be very satisfying. I'm being told we have about 5 minutes left. So if anybody has any other questions or comments, this would be a good time. Oops. The last class I taught, oh my goodness, I was all thumbs that day. You ever felt that way? You're a little embarrassed when everybody's watching and you feel like you're all thumbs.
That's me every day.
I decided I had to get over that. Not being perfect. Oops, go up there.
Debbie says just about every day, laugh out loud.
Yes. Debbie, where are you from?
Maryland.
Oh, I have a niece in Maryland and a sister-in-law in Maryland. Oops, I got 2 for 1 with that one. There, I don't have quite, I think right here, that dotted glue might be a little teeny tiny. So I'm going to add just a bit more. My nozzle isn't clogging up. It's and it doesn't clog very often. Just if you leave it open for an extended period of time, it's apt to, the glue inside the nozzle will start to dry a little bit. Very easy to unclog it. I'm going to go ahead and do that again and just demonstrate going down through. Oops. Camel, go down. Oops. Well, I twisted it. Let's try this again. There we go. Looks like we only have a couple more minutes, guys. I'll just keep going on my way out here. So glad you joined us today. Can't wait to see some of your creations. I certainly hope you'll share. And remember, this is where you can share with us. Hashtag make it with Michaels, hashtag create with cousin, and hashtag cousin DIY.
To say thanks for the fun class. Enjoy Italy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bring home surfaces to crystallize.
Oh, yes. Will do. I like that idea. In one of my next classes, I'll share a candle I got at Michael's that I embellished with crystals, kind of in the Monet style. Oh, it's not a class, but I'll just show it to you as an example of what's possible. It's one of my favorite pieces that I've done recently, and came out beautiful. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. I'll see you next time. Bye.